Have you ever found yourself missing someone who treated you poorly, yet you can't seem to shake the feeling? It's like being drawn to a flame, knowing it'll burn you, but unable to resist its allure. Why do you still long for someone who didn't treat you right? Whether you've experienced this firsthand or know someone, narcissists often use a pattern of intermittent reinforcement, alternating between periods of intense affection and coldness or neglect. This creates a strong psychological bond, making the relationship addictive and causing intense feelings of longing when it ends. Feeling a sense of longing for your narcissistic ex-girlfriend, despite the toxicity of the relationship, is a natural human response. So if you find yourself missing her, know that your emotions are valid and it's okay to acknowledge them. Intermittent reinforcement. Picture this: a roller coaster ride of emotions, where moments of affection are swiftly followed by periods of neglect and indifference. This is the twisted game of cat and mouse that narcissists excel at. They weave a complex tapestry of love and abandonment, leaving you constantly yearning for their validation and attention. It's a cycle designed to keep you emotionally hooked, always craving the highs while enduring the crushing lows. And before you know it, you're ensnared in their web, unable to break free from the allure of their intermittent reinforcement. You're not truly missing them. It's the idea of them, the fantasy you've constructed in your mind, and the persona they've projected to ensnare your affections. But the reality is far from this ideal. They're self-centered individuals who don't value you. To them, you're like an empty jar of mayonnaise, easily discarded once they've extracted what they want. In their eyes, you hold no more significance than that discarded jar. A narcissist can never truly commit to anyone because their primary commitment is to themselves. Perhaps the knowledge that you can never fully have them makes you desire them even more. Maybe that's what appeals to you. It's often said that people want what they can't have. However, pursuing this particular person will come at a significant cost. They will gladly take whatever you are willing to give, but it will always be on their terms. You will find yourself waiting for them to decide if and when they want you in their life. If you don't mind wasting your time and energy on someone who will emotionally and financially exploit you, giving little in return except for a lot of emotional baggage that might take years of therapy to overcome, then proceed. It's easy to forget the bad and remember only the good when we're apart from a narcissist. That's our tendency. We choose to put on blinders and make excuses for their bad behaviors. This leaves us with grandiose memories of the rare moments when they lure us back in with brief periods of love bombing to ensure we're firmly ensnared. We become addicted to the brain chemicals that mimic heroin when the narcissist alternates between extending and withdrawing love. You find yourself hooked on the highs of the emotional roller coaster. While you don't desire the lows, they make the highs feel even more intense, don't they? In those moments, the villain transforms into the hero, rescuing you from all your pain and suffering. It feels so good to believe that everything is as it should be. During these honeymoon periods, you avoid questioning their bad behavior or setting boundaries, fearing it might upset the fragile peace. With each transgression, your boundaries erode little by little until eventually, you have no boundaries left, giving them the freedom to walk all over you. I think we need to make a conscious effort to relive the misery and all the horrific things the narcissist did to make us want to leave in the first place. Journal it if you have to. Train yourself to instantly replace any good memories of them with one that caused you deep pain. Doing this will help you fight off those thoughts of missing them. It's like any addiction, you have to take it one day at a time. Eventually your rose-colored glasses will come off and all cravings for them will diminish. One day, you will actually become angry with yourself for having allowed someone like that to treat you so horribly. Idealization phase. Cast your mind back to the early days of your relationship, where everything felt like a fairy tale come true. Compliments flowed freely, the attention was unwavering, and every moment felt like pure bliss. Here's the catch. It was all part of their grand illusion, meticulously crafted to lure you in. The narcissist showered you with praise and adoration, painting themselves as the perfect partner. It was a carefully orchestrated performance designed to win your heart and secure your unwavering devotion. But behind the facade of perfection lay a darker truth. Their manipulation knew no bounds, and the idealization phase was just the beginning of their deceitful game. Trauma bonding. Now, let's delve into the concept of trauma bonding. It's like being caught in a relentless storm, where moments of calm are fleeting, overshadowed by the tumultuous waves of emotional turmoil. Narcissists' cycle of abuse and intermittent affection creates a powerful bond that defies logic and reason. Despite the pain they inflict, you find yourself drawn back to them, craving their validation and approval. It's a vicious cycle of love and pain, leaving you trapped in a web of confusion and longing. But understanding the dynamics of trauma bonding is the first step towards breaking free from its suffocating grip. Loss of identity and cognitive dissonance. It's like looking in the mirror and not recognizing the person staring back at you. The narcissist's manipulation chips away at your sense of self, leaving you feeling like a mere shadow of your former self. Your thoughts, feelings, and desires become intertwined with theirs, and distinguishing where you end and they begin becomes increasingly blurred. This loss of identity is further compounded by cognitive dissonance, the internal conflict between the reality of the abuse and the idealized image of the narcissist. It's a battle between heart and mind, leaving you torn between the love you crave and the truth you can't deny. But reclaiming your identity and finding clarity amidst the chaos is possible, and it begins with acknowledging the reality of your experience. Emotional dependency and distorted perception of love. Let's explore the intricate web of emotional dependency and the distorted lens through which love is perceived in narcissistic relationships. It's like being trapped in a never-ending cycle of seeking validation from someone who's incapable of giving it. The narcissist becomes your sole source of validation and self-worth, leaving you feeling empty and lost without their approval. This emotional dependency blinds you to the toxicity of the relationship, making it difficult to break free from their grip. The narcissist's manipulation distorts your perception of love, blurring the lines between genuine affection and manipulation. You find yourself clinging to the illusion of love they've created, unable to see the reality beneath the facade. But breaking free from this distorted perception is the first step towards reclaiming your self-worth and rediscovering what true love really means.